Welcome.
Yes.
Very happy to have you guys again
Yeah.
to join us and listen to our topic this week.
I hope you're excited to hear from us.
Yes.
Because we are.
We are very excited.
We are very, very hyped.
We have a very nice, wonderful topic today. And we can't wait to start sharing this with you.
Yeah.
Today we are going to talk about the fact that both of us migrated to Holland at a very young age.
Yeah.
And this was a very, very interesting experience
for us.
For both of us.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to share this, experience with you guys. And some of you might have also experienced something similar. I mean, we are both from Ghana.
Yeah.
We were brought as young children, I guess. Yeah, children to Holland. And I know like a lot of people have similar experiences.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you might come from other countries like maybe United States or whatever. We saw that a couple of our listeners are from the US, and we know a lot of Ghanaians or Africans that
came at a young age.
That were brought to such countries at a very young age.
Or a little bit older.
A little bit older, yeah. Some
So,
of them come a bit older. Some of them come to study, which is a bit different though. But yeah, coming to a different country as a child is quite interesting.
Yes.
So
we're going to talk about our experience. So
yeah. So we had a couple of things just to start with, some questions so that you guys will know our story better and know our background a bit better. So let's just dive in.
it's going deep, guys. This one is deep.
This one might become a bit personal.
Yes.
Yes.
So don't come for us.
Oh,
It's
why?
our experience. I don't know.
Don't come for us.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just begin. Let me ask you,
Okay.
Emilia, when did you come to Holland?
I came to Holland in 2006.
In 2006.
I don't remember the month.
Oh, okay.
I think it was herfst. Oh, sorry. It was
Autumn?
yeah.
Okay.
But I came in 2006.
You came in 2006?
Yes.
Probably around somewhere autumn. So that might have been somewhere in August or...
Yeah. And I was
September.
I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Is what I remember.
You were 8 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. And who did you come to Holland with?
I came with my elder sister
Mm-hmm.
and my two brothers.
Okay. Okay.
So it was the four of us.
Okay. You all came together on the
Yeah,
same
we
day?
all came together on the same day
Wow.
in
Okay.
2006.
And you came to who?
My dad.
Okay. So
My
your-
dad lived here.
Okay. So your dad was already here and he brought his children, you and
Yes.
your brothers
Yeah.
and elder
Yeah.
sister here.
Yeah, he already lived here.
Okay.
So
That's great.
yeah.
And why were you brought here? What was the reasoning behind you coming here? Do you know that?
As a child, I didn't know. I was just happy because I was coming to I was coming to Amsterdam. So I was happy I was traveling.
Oh, okay.
But I think my dad brought us because he wanted us to have a better education here and
Mhm.
maybe better life.
Yeah.
Because
more opportunities.
More
maybe?
opportunities, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, he's living here, so he would like his children to come here so we can,
Yeah.
we can study and do all those things. So I think for more opportunities, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
And what was your very, very first impression? Can you remember that? Your first impression of Holland when you've always lived in Ghana until you were 8 and then you came to Holland. How was it for you to be here? Do you remember anything about it?
I do. I remember I came, you come out of the airport and I was like, is this it?
Oh, you
I
were
was like-
underwhelmed.
I was like, oh, it's not even that, it's not that, that beautiful. Certain places are more beautiful, of course,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh,
And what would have been beautiful in your mind?
I don't know. In Ghana, people are like the floor is glass. It's they make some crazy imagination about
Yeah.
abroad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, okay. The first thing actually was the weather.
That was the first thing you noticed.
I was like, why? Where's the sun?
Oh.
I was looking for the sun, but I couldn't find it. So
Seriously, wow.
yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So the weather was something you noticed quickly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as like overwhelming as you expected. Like it wasn't that impressive.
No.
Or at least it wasn't what you expected. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. But did you even know where you were going? Because you were quite young. I mean, at 8 years old, did you understand the concept of abroad and what that meant?
No, I didn't. I remember I was in a plane with my sister. I think if my sister hears this, she would laugh. I asked her, but that's so weird. That I asked her, if I fall down off the plane, will one finger still remain? And she looked at me and she was like, you are crazy. That's the one thing I remember. But all I knew was we were traveling. I knew we were traveling, but I didn't know where we were going. All I knew was we were traveling to my dad.
Okay.
That's all I know. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, maybe I can answer these questions about myself too. So the first question is, when did I come to Holland? I came to Holland a year after Emilia. So and I was, that was 2007.
Okay.
I was almost 12 years old. I was 11 years and 11 months.
Oh,
I
just
turned
1 month.
12 exactly a month later. So I can't say I was 11. I wasn't 12 either, but let's just say I was 12 when I came to Holland.
Wow.
So yeah, that was in 2007. So you were already here. For a year when I came. And I came with my elder brother. I have an elder brother. He's 3 years older than I am. So we came together. My dad came and picked us up in Ghana.
Oh, so you guys flew with your dad. Oh, that's okay.
My dad came for holidays and then he picked us up and he brought us here.
Okay.
Yeah, so we came.
Oh wow.
With the three of us, and it was really weird because I really didn't know my dad that well. I was very young when my dad left Ghana. My dad was like Emilia's dad, already living in Holland here.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so it was a bit weird because I really didn't know my dad that well. So that was a weird thing. Like all of a sudden, I left my mom, the person I was always with, to fly with my dad, who I barely knew. So it was a very weird experience.
Yeah.
But anyways, to answer the question of why I was brought here, or why my brother and I were brought here, it's actually similar to Emilia's. The idea was, you have more opportunities, the quality of life is better here. If you study, like your certificate or your diploma or whatever you call it, is worth more. So the idea was, a better future, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
what was your first impression?
Yeah, my first impression was also similar to you. I was a bit underwhelmed as well. Like, I mean, in Africa, I don't like, at least in Ghana, they always tell these stories, like you said, about the amazing things in the West. They say abroad, abroad. They have this one single word that they use to describe all the countries where white people live in, and everything there is made of glass and diamonds.
And then you come here and you're like,
So like I remember, like we were picked up from the airport driving home, and I looked outside. I was like, but it just looks normal. Like it was a different environment, but I mean, people were still human doing human things. I saw people walking. I was like,
they're not flying.
So they're not flying cars here. So no, but like, yeah. So that was my first impression.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess
it was
a very interesting something.
I remember we came and my father was like, okay, we are going to give you guys good food. You're going to eat. And then he came with rice and I'm like, I thought, where's the good food, And then he was like, oh, eat well. You have come to Abrochena, eat well.
Really?
And I was like, in Ghana I ate better, like come on,
Yeah.
But I was like, oh yeah, I acted like I liked it, and I'm like, oh okay,
Yeah,
so
weird.
But he was trying his best to make us feel comfortable here, so
oh wow,
he did well.
But okay, how was it for you? Because your mom is still in Ghana, right?
My mom is still in Ghana.
Your mom still lives in Ghana.
And the time we came, my little sister was also in Ghana. So one thing I was sad about was leaving her here, because I remember...
You mean leaving her there?
Yeah, leaving her there, sorry. I remember when we were leaving, my mom told her to go in a room to pick something for her, because she was like, where are you guys going? I want to come. If I remember that, my heart breaks, because I'm like, oh, my little sister, you know. So my mom told her to go and pick something, and we ran and we went to get the bus, and on our way walking, I heard her crying, and I'm like,
oh my god, that's so heartbreaking.
That's so terrible. But yeah, my sister now lives in London, so
yeah,
she came to. My brother brought her to London, but my mom is now currently in Ghana. So yeah, that's the situation. Yeah, what was your question? Sorry.
I wanted to know, how was it for you to leave your mother behind?
Oh, heartbreaking, of course.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Oh god, I felt so bad for her. I don't know. I felt like why would I leave her there? You know,
you miss at the age of 8, you understood that you were leaving her behind.
Of course, like, and it's the same as yours. I didn't know my dad well because he came to Ghana, and then he didn't. I even thought it was my uncle, you know, because you're young and the person comes and goes. You don't know your mom. You're with your mom the whole time.
Yeah.
So I missed her. Of course, I missed her crazy. I'm like, I was always imagining. I was always, how do you say it?
Imagining?
Yeah, imagining being in Ghana, her cooking for us, her telling me, do this, do that, wash the dishes, blah, blah, blah. And then when I'm done with that thought, I'm okay. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So, it's not easy, but yeah. How was it for you?
For me, I didn't actually realize that I was leaving my mom behind until I got here. Because I'd never actually left my mom behind, ever. So at that age, I didn't understand that it was actually even possible for my mom to not be around. I remember when we were at the airport in Ghana, the day that we were leaving, my dad was like, okay, your mom is here. You have to say goodbye to her. And my dad said that to my brother and I, and we looked at each other like, say goodbye, like, what do you mean?
Is she not coming?
Like, no, not even is she not coming. We knew she wasn't coming, but like, we had, like, especially I had never like had to say goodbye to my mom before. So for me, I didn't really understand what he meant. I was like, goodbye what? Like, I'm going to see her again, so what's the issue?
Why should I say goodbye?
I couldn't imagine leaving her behind and not seeing her for years. It was the moment that I arrived here in Holland that like, it dawned on me that, so like, I'd actually left my mom behind. My dad was like, you have to hug her. If you don't hug her, you are going to miss her. And we were like, miss who? And also the thing was like, I was like, my mom, whatever. Like, I was a bit dismissive.
Yeah.
Until I got here, I was like, oh no, oh my god. I might actually, I was, the first thing that I really thought about was like, so when am I going to see her again? Yeah. And I was like, so I'm not going to go back again, eh? I'm not going to return to school. I realized that I was leaving my life behind in Ghana the moment I reached here. In Ghana,
then it hit you.
I really didn't. I wasn't aware of. I'd never left home before. No. Like, so in my mind, I wasn't like, such a thing wasn't possible.
Yeah.
And my father or my parents didn't really prepare my brother and I well on this entire thing. Like, he didn't explain anything to us like, okay, you're going to leave behind school, you're going to go to a new school, you're going to go to a new country with a new language. Like, he didn't prepare us with anything.
No.
So I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I just remember that I was following this man that came from abroad that was called my dad, and we are going to arbitrate something like.
Oh wow.
You get what I mean? So I didn't really know what was happening. I realized what was happening when I got here. And I was like, so I can't just take a plane and go back again.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So that was very, very
That's tough, man.
I don't know. Were you better prepared?
I think.
No?
Come on.
I don't know.
No, I wasn't. But hearing your story, I think I felt more. How do you say? I think I felt more comfortable because I went with my elder sister. Yeah. So I think I gave myself, I was comfortable, like I can fall off on her if some,
Yeah. You had someone to rely on.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember my mom coming with us at the airport. I think I'm saying this like I was leaving. I don't think I understood that I was really leaving my mom too. I don't think so.
Because at that age, I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's even possible.
I think I was just happy. I was traveling and I had my 2 brothers and my sister, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
you still had like almost your whole family with you.
And I think one thing that really helped was before we came, I lived in Accra with my sister for a few months.
Yeah.
So that was also a thing because I didn't really knew my sister well. But living with her in Accra, we built up
a relationship.
So I think that's one thing I'm like, okay, then, you feel comfortable also going somewhere with her. And I had my 2 brothers, so.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But I think when I came here also, and I'm like, oh yeah, my mom.
It's the moment, like things happen and you be like.
Yeah, we always talked on the phone, so it was okay. At a point, of course, you miss her, but we always my dad always called her and then we would talk with her. How are you doing? Blah blah. So that's
actually good.
Yeah,
because for me, like I felt like the contact between my mom and I, it fell off, completely. Sorry. Yeah.
At a point, it happened with my mom and I too. Yeah. We were just like, oh, how are you doing? Okay, bye. That was it. You didn't even really have. It was like, oh, okay, you're okay, bye. There's nothing you can talk, it's different than when my sister will call my mom, they can talk, and I will call my mom and we can't really talk because there's no relation, there's no, you get me?
Yeah.
But yeah,
for me, immediately when we came here, the contact almost, it stopped abruptly. And at first I was actually happy because the situation in Ghana with my mom wasn't always very pleasant. So at first I was happy that I left her behind and she wasn't really it was I went from not understanding what was happening to being in shock that she was not there, and then being happy that she wasn't there.
Oh wow.
And then later on just realizing I'm a girl and I need a mom. And that was for me that was always a very painful thing. I wasn't even I didn't really miss my mom per se. I missed a mom, a mother figure in general. So yeah.
Oh, I missed my mom.
But that's healthy,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our background. That's how it went with both of us.
Yeah.
Now I'm really wondering how was your experience in Holland? So you came from Ghana here as an 8-year-old. What happened then?
Okay, so the first thing was the weather, right? Hiba, I think I wore skirts in winter the whole time because I knew it was cold, but my mind told me it's warm. I don't know. Do you get me? I know it's cold, but I'm like, no, I'm still going to wear my skirts and my dresses.
Yeah.
And then I would catch a cold and my dad would look at me like, I told you, you wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
So it was the weather that was like, okay, then at a point I'm like, okay, so I need to go outside with a jacket.
Yeah.
I really need to do that. Because I'm like, the jacket ruined your outfit. In Ghana, that was my thought as a child. I'm like, you're wearing a beautiful dress, then you have to wear a jacket over it. Then I'm like, no one will see my beautiful dress. So I'm like, I didn't want to wear a jacket because it will ruin my outfit. No, I won't wear it. So I will always open my jacket to be like, okay, then this is a way of me showing my outfit,
That's amazing. But that is actually something that is very common. I mean, I had the same experience. I didn't really understand the weather.
Yeah.
Because in Ghana, the weather doesn't really change.
No.
You have different seasons, but it's always warm. So you can always wear the same clothes. And for me, I didn't understand it at a certain period because we came in the summer, which was actually very, it was a bit of a deception because we came from summer to summer. So I didn't really understand the weather change. I remember around September, October, November, it was getting really cold, and November is already winter. And I realized that it was just it froze. It was frozen outside, and that was so weird and fascinating to me. And I remember going to school too on a bike without a jacket in the middle of winter.
Oh no!
And then I realized at some point my hands just froze on my bike.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move and I was like, what's happening? I thought I was getting sick. And I realized,
oh wow.
And also I remember having this weird accident. I was riding a bike and some rubber on the street, some plastic whatever went into my bike, into my wheel.
Yeah.
And my hands were so frozen because I was not wearing gloves.
Yeah.
That I couldn't remove that thing. So and I was on my way to school early in the morning. So I stopped in my bike because I couldn't bike anymore. And I was there and I just couldn't get the thing out because my fingers were so frozen.
Wow.
And some woman was walking by, some white lady, and she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I said in English, I don't really know, I can't get this thing, my hands are frozen. And she looked at me, she was like, girl, you have to wear a coat, it's so cold, why are you? And she helped me get that thing out.
Oh wow.
That was so kind.
Yeah.
And she helped my bike, helped me get my bike up, and I rode back to I rode to school that morning. And that was the first time I started realizing, like, there's something about this weather you have to figure. But it took me like years to understand this weather. Like, it took me, I think, almost 4 years. Yeah, because I wouldn't understand when to start wearing winter clothes. It would take me like some weeks to realize it's getting cold now, so you really have to change your wardrobe.
Yeah, my dad told us to. My dad bought jackets for us. He bought all those things, but it was me that I just didn't want to wear it,
Yeah.
But he was like, no, now it's cold, now you have to wear it. Yeah. He will show me he is wearing this, so you have to wear it also.
I think my dad did the same thing to us. Yeah. But I didn't understand at what point I should wear it, because I had the jackets, but I didn't realize, okay, this is the time to start wearing it. So yeah.
One question: did you know how to ride a bike when you came here?
Yeah.
You did. Oh, I didn't.
Oh really?
No, I remember.
Well, it's a bike country.
Yeah, I didn't know. So I remember in front of my dad's house, and my brother was learning me how to ride a bike.
Was teaching you how to ride.
Oh my god, he was like he would do it. He was like, "That's how you should do it. Just do it." Done. And I would do it, and I would fall down. So I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. He was like, "Do it, right?" I was like, "Oh." He'd be like, "Oh, Krasini, I don't know, Krasini villager, ride a bicycle." All the insult made me ride a bicycle.
My brother did the same to me. My brother, I don't even want to talk about it. I will expose him if I have to talk about it.
I don't care. I will expose them all. I will expose you all. Like, I don't care. Yeah. So that was a weather experience in Amsterdam. Yeah. How was your school experience?
My first school in Holland was actually quite fun. I went to a very mixed school, very multicultural, with your two brothers. I was in the same class with Emilia's two brothers.
Yeah.
Back then, which was actually funny. By then, I didn't know Emilia. We met like, I think 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So I didn't even know about you, that they even had a sister or anything. But I'm a bit older than Emilia, so I was in the same class with her brothers when we came to Holland. My first school was very fun. It was like a school that was like very culturally sensitive. Like, they really understand culture, and most of us were new in Holland, so like the education was really built at such a way that they could really, it matched our situation.
That's good. Yeah.
So it was actually a very good experience. My first school in Holland. We moved after 2 years away, very far away, and I had to change schools, and we went to a predominantly white neighborhood, and that experience was something else. But the first school that I went to for the first 2 years in Holland was actually quite amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. How was yours?
I remember I was the first one going to school because my papers were ready. So
first one of who? Oh, from your brothers.
My brothers and sisters. So I remember going to school, and then I came back. I remember. Well, I want to tell you something about the food, but I remember I came back and I was like, I was saying a few Dutch words, and my dad would turn his head and look at me like, hey, does this happen so fast?
He wasn't expecting you to pick.
I was like, means yes, and I was like, nee means no, and I'm like, ik wil niet, I don't want to, and he was like, yeah. My daughter has turned into a Dutch lady.
Why did he even bring you here? He was going to complain about you becoming Dutch.
Stop. But here, when you're going to school, you have to bring food, right? You have to prepare your food and bring it. And
you mean lunch?
Lunch lunch. Sorry, my dad doesn't know anything about bringing a child to school in Holland, or what to prepare and whatever. My sister also didn't know. We all didn't know. So my father would buy me Fanta, the canned Fanta with sparkling, and then he would buy me croissant. How do you say
croissant? Yeah.
Croissant. He would buy me croissant with Fanta, and I would bring it to school, and my teacher would everyone in the class would look at me like, what is she doing? Because croissant is not that healthy, and Fanta, then the teacher would be like, oh, it's okay. They will laugh at me, and I can see that I'm weird. But I'm like, I don't care. I like the food. I'm going to eat it. So I told my dad like that. I went to school and they were all laughing at my I don't want to bring this anymore. He was like, okay, no problem. The next morning, my dad bought me a big taxi drink. I don't know, taxi.
That's a brand, eh?
A
Because
brand.
now it sounds like a taxi, like a.
Oh no! It's like a
Yeah, that's
How
like a
do-
juice, like a
Ju-
big juice
juice box.
box. Yeah.
The big one, like 1 liter. Oh,
1.5,
one
I
and a half
think.
liter. He will buy me that, put it in my bag, and I think he bought a bread, like dry bread or stock brooches,
Oh
you know,
my
bread, and he will put it in
Like
my
a
bag.
baguette.
A baguette. And I will come at school. I think my dad even packed my bag just because I don't remember seeing it. He packed my bag for me, so I don't know what's in it. So I'll just go to school because I have to go. Then I'll go and I'll pick it. I'm like, eh. I would even be surprised, but I'm like, okay, he's my dad. He knows better, so.
He gave you food.
And then I'll put it on the table. Everyone will laugh. I remember there was one Ghanaian boy, and he also came. He was also new, and I think he and we had the same.
Oh
He
my
also
God.
had something that wasn't, and the teacher would look at me and be like, okay, Emilia has enough drink for everyone, so everyone you don't have to drink. We will all share with Emilia. So she would get the plastic cups, and I shared with everyone. I remember her calling my dad and explaining to him like it has to be healthy. I have to bring water and just bread with something. And I'm like, oh, I would come home. He was complaining. Which school have I brought you to? Why are they so dramatic? Should I give you fufu and benku to you for you to bring it? Day. He was so frustrated. I felt so bad. I was like, sorry, what should I do? Hey, I won't. That's one thing I will never forget. It was so funny.
That's really amazing.
Fanta. I think we brought even Coke. They will say, I brought it all, and the teacher would tell me. And then the next time, I think he learned to buy the small pack. The small packages.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring it. You know the big pack of crackers, crackers.
Yeah, crackers. Yeah.
But instead of removing one, he will give me the whole package. The whole seal. He'll give it to me. Take and don't ask anything anymore. He'll be like, yeah, take it.
Oh my God, that's such a bad thing to do.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh my God. Do you think your dad was prepared to bring his children here?
Of course not.
He wasn't. He just did the paperwork.
He was like
whatever.
You come here, you figured out. He was trying.
Yeah.
He was trying, but he also didn't know. So
yeah,
his experience. He was just work.
Yeah.
He worked here. He just came for work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
No.
But yeah, that was my school experience.
Very interesting.
With food.
Well, my dad was. Am I allowed to talk about my?
Of course,
Okay.
Why not?
Well, my dad, it was a bit different for me though, because my dad was with a woman. He was in a relationship with a woman. So because he had the influence of the woman, so because of that, she was the one telling him they have to do this, they have to do this, and do that.
Yeah.
So because of that, I didn't really have these experiences. But for me, I don't know how it was for you.
Yeah.
Coming to Holland, but I was a bit older than you. Obviously, I was 12. Let me just say I was 12.
Is that 4 years difference or how many?
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was in total 4 years. Yeah, but for me, I had such a culture shock when I came to this country. Till this day, I still experience what I went through back then.
Yeah.
It was so hard for me to find my place in this country. I felt so out of place.
Yeah.
I had a ginormous culture shock, and I've never ever recovered from that. Of course, now that I'm older, I've been living here now for 14 years almost. Yeah, 14 years. Yeah, I think 14 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So longer. I've lived in Holland longer now than I've lived in Ghana, and yet I still can't find. I still can't feel at home in this country. I've always felt,
outsider. Or
an outsider. The culture difference was too great for me. I couldn't handle it. But that's because I think it was very noticeable for me because I was older. I think if I was 8, it would have been easier for me to find my way.
Yeah, and maybe also it was a different environment for you.
Definitely, my environment wasn't really safe either, because my dad was with a white woman from a white culture, and like her behavior was very weird to me and very unsettling to me, very scary to me, and it felt very unsafe. So I always thought like the entire country of Holland was like her. Like I always thought that feeling,
of course,
was like the entire country was unsafe. You know, and my dad, you know, I could tell he wasn't really prepared, just like your dad. But for us, it wasn't funny. You know, his unpreparedness was really, really tough on us because we were older, and we really had our own way of thinking, our own mind. My brother was almost 15, I was almost 12 when we came here, so we were like fully formed. We really had a say. And the fact that we came to this country and our dad wasn't prepared, he didn't really know what he was doing, we didn't have anywhere to go, no other family members, we had to learn the language. And as a child, when you don't know how to speak a language, it might be a bit hard.
It is.
But when you are older, it's even worse, because people expect things from you. And I went, you know, you went to how do you say that, to
what,
the level of schooling you went to as a child. I don't know how you call that in English. Basisschool. I don't know how they call that in English. That's really horrible. Whatever. But I went to high school immediately. Like you went to the level before high school. I don't know how you say that in English.
No, it's okay.
But I went to high school immediately. So it was all about learning. There was nothing fun. Well, we had a bit of fun, but it was mostly like you really have to, because it's about your future now,
you know.
And when you can't speak the language, it really affects you. You know. And for me, and someone, I tend to be like quite a perfectionist. When I was in Ghana, I worked very hard in school. School was very important to me, and the fact that I just couldn't do what I knew that I could, only because I couldn't speak the language, was extremely frustrating to me. And so for me, it was really not a fun period. It was a period that really, it almost broke me, I won't lie. But but it's really interesting how different it was. But I think it's mainly because of our age differences too, and definitely the environment as well.
So. And of course, everything all around it.
Yes, exactly. And for us, like, I don't, like, for my brother, I think it's a bit different than for me.
Why? Because he was older.
He's a boy. I think he was a bit more independent too. I was still young, a bit more dependent, and yet I seemed independent, but I was just a 12-year-old girl. I knew a bit too much for my age, but I didn't know enough, you know. So I was always caught in this weird place that I could take care of myself, but I actually couldn't take care of myself. So, and my dad, he was like, oh, she can cook, she can clean, so I would just do my thing and just let her be. And my brother was a footballer, so football was just everything. So yeah, it was a very, very weird, disturbing period for me. And fortunately, around the age of 18, I started to experience a bit more of independence. I was living in Holland for 6 years, so I spoke the language a bit better. Around that time, like, things were better, fortunately. But I don't know, what else do you remember or would like to share with our listeners?
I remember I loved grapes.
Yeah.
My dad would buy it from the market, and I was like, oh, share it with your brothers, you know. And my greedy head wouldn't share it, of course. I would sit somewhere in a corner, hiba, and I would eat it all. And then I would even convince my brother. I would tell dad I shared with you, otherwise, you know, tell him. And my brother would look at me like, how would you think? How can you think we would do it? I'm like, just do it. Just tell him I shared with you guys. Then he would, because my dad would tell me, hey, Emilia, you're greedy and all those things. I didn't mind. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with grapes.
You were obsessed with grapes?
I was, yeah. But I remember the language, man. That was something. You know, one thing that wasn't nice was people that weren't born in Holland, they had a name for them.
And that
they would call them Asala. Oh, how I hated that. Oh, wow.
If you're not born in Holland, that's within the Ghanaian community.
You know, other Ghanaian children that were born here, that was the name they would give you, because, you know, you don't speak the language. It's Asala is a little bit like villager, but then a different
newcomer, like.
Yeah.
But it also means like you become devalued, like you are less than.
Yes.
So they say that to like make you feel like, oh, but you are less than us or something.
Yeah.
It's funny. I wasn't part of the Ghanaian community when I came here because my dad was all about. I'm going to expose my dad. It was all about like we have to be part of the white community because the Ghanaian, like my dad would demonize Ghanaians in the West.
What?
Really? He would be like,
that
they
was
come
opposite
here,
of what I had.
they don't learn anything, they don't join the culture, they don't integrate. So he was really trying to like fit himself in within the white community. But the funny part was my dad didn't really do anything to fit within the white community. He just wanted to separate us from the Ghanaians.
Oh,
he was in a relationship with a white woman.
Yeah.
But it's not like, that was the only thing he was doing. To be fair, he wasn't really doing anything on any other level to be so-called part of the white community. But he was like always trying to keep us away from the Ghanaian community. So I didn't really experience anything about the Asala or anything.
Oh, with your dad and my dad always wanted me not to forget where I came from. He would always tell me, you're here. And that was one thing that was a bit annoying was at a point I was learning the language, of course.
Yeah.
And then he would talk with me he would ask me something in Tree, and then I would answer back in Dutch, and he would be angry. That was annoying. And I think he thought I would forget the language, or I would leave my language behind and
your culture and your identity
and speak Dutch. But that was because Dutch was the language we spoke. It doesn't mean I forget the Tree, but he was like, I'm talking with you in Tree, why would you respond back in Dutch? And it was also because he didn't understood me.
Yeah.
So it was those two. He didn't understood me, and he was like, you're a Ghanaian, so you have to speak Tree. Done. And I'm like,
maybe he was afraid that you guys will reach a point you couldn't communicate with him.
I think that might be that was it too. But yeah. So and I'm like, shouldn't I learn the language? Should I leave it and just speak Tree only then? Because I'm like, what should I do now? But I was like, okay, then I would talk Tree with him back. And then he would always tell me, you are here, but you have a home back, so don't forget. And he would even include me more with the Ghanaian. Yeah. My dad was always like, friends are bad. Don't have too much friends. I understood him, like, friends are not everything. Like, of course, there are friends that can make you do all those things, bad things. Yeah. But he was like, friends are bad. Too much friends are
so black and white. It's so funny. Your dad and my dad's like the complete opposites of each other when it comes to these things. He would he would bring me to his meeting. My dad was in a Kotoko meeting. That's a Ghanaian meeting.
It's a Ghanaian community. Yeah. He would bring me. I just went just to eat and drink. But he would bring me like, this, be proud, this is my daughter, And they were all impressed I spoke Tree. I was like, okay. But that's because a lot of Ghanaian children here, they don't speak they don't speak Tree because their parent didn't learn them or whatever. Teach them. Yeah. So that was the opposite. And I had a lot of Ghanaian friends. It wasn't even a different for me because I had so many Ghanaian people. Everything you wanted you could get here. Yeah. You had the market, you have Ghanaian market, you have everything. So it wasn't apart from when I go through something and I'm sad, then I would miss my mom. But apart from that, I'm like...
But it's like you left Ghana, but you still had a Ghanaian community.
Yeah.
So that's why I think you didn't really go through the whole culture shock thing.
Yeah.
There are people who also came from, how do you say, the Ghana to white and still didn't really have much of a culture shock. But But I think you remained like in a safe... environment that was still a bit familiar. People spoke your native language.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I come from the northern part of Ghana. I come from the upper west region, and like we speak Wale, but there are not really a lot of people from there that travel. So like even if I was within the Ghanaian community,
you never know.
I still felt
yeah.
No, but I experienced that at Nova Scotia. A lot of them were Ghanaian, but they didn't really consider us to be Ghanaians.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Because we didn't speak Twi, like the most common language in Ghana. We spoke our own language, and they didn't really understand. They didn't know anything about our culture, our part of Ghana. So within the Ghanaian community, we were still outsiders. But it was less of a culture shock because I know Ashantis when I'm in Ghana. I'm in Accra. I experience them. They still don't know where you are from, even within Ghana itself. No, honestly, so
Oh,
like
that's so bad.
very ignorant. Like
Oh,
it's really
wow.
sad, but I mean, so that wasn't like anything new.
New.
But like with white people, like I mean, that's a whole nother level of different. So yeah, that was very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think one thing that my dad also didn't understood was school, the education and the system.
Who's that did?
Yeah.
They had no idea.
Say it again. No, I think my opportunity was it was less because he didn't know.
Exactly.
You
Your
know?
parents don't really know anything.
And of course, you are lacking because you don't know. First of all, you don't speak the language, so you're already on a level lower. But yeah, it was something.
No,
But
for
we
me,
survived
like,
though.
we
And
really did. We did very well. I
We
mean,
did.
we are both in uni now. Can you imagine where we come from? And going to uni in Holland is not really, how do you say that? It's not like necessarily something that's very common or something. At least not for a lot of foreign kids, especially black kids that migrated at an older age to Holland. That's not common.
No.
Most of the time, when you experience that, like,
Yeah.
you tend to like lack
Yeah.
and end up, you know, of course you can achieve things, but you're
Of
always
course.
less than
Yeah.
you achieve less than white people
Yeah.
that were born here.
You have to do your best more.
You have to work harder.
Work harder. Yeah.
You have to work 25 times harder.
Yeah.
To get,
Yeah.
No, but I mean that's just the reality of it. I mean you have to
It
learn
is.
the language.
That's true.
You have to learn how to navigate an entirely new culture that is so different from yours. You are not trained from home to deal with it.
No.
You don't get any help from anybody to deal with it. And yet you still have to do the same ish that children that were born here within homes that, you know, they got the right training, their parents have the same knowledge or the right knowledge. I mean, like, can you imagine, like, some kids, they come from a home, their parents were born here, they went to school here, the parents,
Yeah.
so like they know exactly what's going on, they know that the system, they follow news, they know exactly how politics works and everything.
Yeah.
Our parents, my dad barely knows how Holland politics works. He thinks he does, but he doesn't. You know?
Oh, my dad even. I think your dad even knows more. My dad doesn't know Mark Rutte,
Our prime
our
minister.
prime minister. He will be like, "Who's that?" My dad don't know PVDA, GroenLinks,
The political party.
He only know MPP and NDC. I think in my dad's head, he lives in Ghana right now. Of course, he knows he's not in Ghana, but for him, he's like, he has his fufu and everything. Like, my dad knows Maxima, our former, the Konings,
The queen.
the queen.
She's not the queen.
Not. How do you
What?
say it? The former queen.
Oh, Beatrix.
Yeah.
Koning Beatrix.
He knows that one.
The queen, yeah.
But
the
the former
queen.
one, yeah.
You mean the new one?
The new one.
Yeah.
Sorry, my English is so sorry, guys.
He knew the former one, Queen Beatrix. But the new one.
Oh, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know who Queen Maxima is.
David. No.
Or
no.
King.
Who be that? No.
King William Alexander.
I can bet with you on it. He doesn't know. He'll be like, but what should I do with them? Are they part of my family? Is he my uncle? No, then I don't care. Go away.
But I like the fact, I
So-
mean, your father, he's honest about these things. Like,
That's
he's
true.
like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, sorry. Like, that's not why I'm here, so I don't care. No, my dad, he pretends like he cares.
Oh,
but
wow.
He really don't know anything. It's really sad.
My dad will look at you like, explain it to me then. Who is he? And tomorrow he doesn't. You ask him the same question. You'll be like,
What?
why? Leave me alone. You know. He'll be like, oh, I'm preparing something to
That's-
Ghana, so don't
bother me.
don't bother
It's
me.
not-
Did you bring soup for me or something? Like, if it's not that, leave
Oh,
my
that's
life
amazing.
alone.
Hey,
So yeah, our
Yeah.
experience. So
I like the fact that our experiences are so similar and yet so different.
that's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that, like, we lived in very different surroundings when we came to Holland, and I like to see how, like, it formed us.
Yeah.
You know, I was pushed into the whiter side of Holland. You were pushed into the more African side of
Yeah.
Holland,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is really
Yeah.
interesting. Like, what the outcomes are. Yeah, like for me, it was extremely traumatizing. I won't lie about it. It was like, it's something that has Yeah, I don't know, that has really, I think, has done a lot of damage, like psychological damage, emotional damage.
Damn.
No, it was too much for me, like.
Yeah.
And one thing I've realized about myself, and this is quite exposing of me, I'm going to expose myself now.
Expose it. Let us
One
hear.
thing I've learned about myself, I think I told you this some time
really?
ago or something, that I've realized I'm not someone who's good at being a foreigner. I don't like being in the position of me being a foreigner. I don't like being in the position of me being an ethnic minority.
Oh wow, those are expensive words, Hiba. It's expensive. Wow. Hey, you're bringing me back to school. I'm already in school. Today is Sunday. I'm off. I'm free. Speak English to me. Translate it.
But like, I just don't like being a
foreigner. I know that one there.
Huh? Ethnic minority.
Say what? Guys, one thing that's also different. Hiba speaks the language better than Dutch, because mine is just basic. Whoa, how are you doing? I'm good, blah blah. And Hiba knows the Dutch well. Me, dear, hey.
Okay, so I don't know what ethnic minorities.
I think I understand that one.
Of course you understand. You know what I mean.
Sorry, but it sounds like something else in my ears. I was like,
look at you. You know exactly what I mean.
Okay. I get you.
No, I feel like when I look at you and other people, not only being you, even my brother, like, I think he's quite content with the fact that he's a minority and he knows how to navigate life being a minority, even though he knows the challenges and whatever. I don't know how to be a minority. It annoys me that I'm not part of the majority.
I don't stand still at that.
You don't think about that.
I don't. How do you say it? Excited but still, like,
you don't really think about that.
No, it's not something that I get you, But if I think about,
thank God, you should be happy.
Oh,
you can be at least a bit more content.
Yeah.
No, like, for me, it's something I've always felt. It's just, and I've accepted, like, that's just who I am. Because when I'm in Ghana, I experience so many annoying fucking shit in that country, like family bullshit. When I'm in Ghana, like, people come with their problems, they act all crazy. But one thing I just love about in Ghana is the fact that I know I'm part of the majority. Especially when I'm in the northern part of Ghana where I come from. I know the majority speak my language. I know they are part of my ethnic our ethnicity, like, we are similar. I know we have roots where, like, my roots really lie there. I can think about my father's grandmothers, whatever.
Wow.
I know it's all from there.
I think now I get you.
Exactly. Like, for me, that is so important. Like, it makes me feel strong and happy. And it makes me feel satisfied and full of life. I can be angry, sad, disappointed, and yet I'll still feel strong. But here in Holland, do I have a grandmother's anything here?
But that's because the start was so bad.
It's possible.
But now I get you, because that when I'm in Ghana, it's home.
Exactly.
It's home. It's where I come from. It's where I was born.
Yes. The more closer I get to my home, even in Accra, I feel like,
I know you.
After a week,
he buy in Accra, guys. He buy in.
It's way too long for me. I really don't like Accra. Accra is almost like Amsterdam to me. I don't really care much for it. But even then, like, because I know I'm closer
Accra,
to where I
people will come
from,
for you.
I don't care. They should come. What can they do? I'll condemn.
Hey,
all of them.
Hiba too.
Did you say Hiba too?
I did say, when I say that is serious also.
Oh no, but like, the closer I come to where I come from originally, the more confident and happy I am.
Okay.
I really don't like being in Holland. I don't like being in Western countries. I don't like being in countries where I'm considered a foreigner. I don't like looking different from most people. But I realize what you mean with the fact it has to do with how my life started here. Because I was pushed into white environment.
Then you ran away from it.
Exactly. Yeah. It was like, it was shoved down my throat like,
oh no,
it's better for you to be with people who look like this. And I saw that white people were just human beings themselves. Like, there was nothing interesting about them. They didn't really have anything much to add to my life or take away from it. Like, there was no reason for me to be shoved, like, for them to be shoved down my throat as if they were superior or something. So for me, like, I've always had this disdain for people trying to make me feel like my identity is not good enough. So I like being where I know here is where I come from, and this is my identity, this is my culture, this is who I am. But I understand if I grew up with a lot of Ghanaians around me here in Holland, I probably would have had like
a different of course.
mindset.
I think so. You wouldn't think, oh, it's amazing here, whatever, but you wouldn't be.
So
I think you would. Against it.
Yeah, it's true.
So, but somehow, I find it beautiful what you're saying that. That's a fact. Like that's where you come from.
Yeah.
And you feel strong and comfortable there. It's not. I don't know how it feels. I feel like wow. It sounds beautiful for me. Like no, it's true.
Thank
you.
So,
wow.
Yeah, that's really my mindset about the entire thing. But I think definitely what you're saying is true. Like it's a bit of a protest that I have because of how things
went.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
because I really, really wished. I wished I got to experience like what you had.
Yeah.
Like just like to have a part of my culture, even though that I was living in Holland, but it was like almost told to me like, no, you can't be who you are. Because you are now here and you have to associate yourself with the people who are from here. I know so many white people who don't associate with themselves with other white people.
Of course.
Talk less about me,
Yeah.
So like for me, it doesn't have anything to do with race necessarily. Like I respect other, like I've said in the last podcast, I respect people for who they are. Like I don't care. I'm not going to judge you based on your skin color.
Yeah.
But I don't want people to like make me feel like who I am is less than.
I get you.
Because I know human beings a bit too well to know that their color doesn't really mean anything.
No. Yeah.
So yeah.
I was so curious about the different culture here, because you didn't only had white people. You have. So I was curious. I was like, hey, so what do you guys do? What kind of food you eat? So I think my first best friend was Moroccan.
Was a Moroccan girl.
So I remember bringing her home after school, and my dad would interview her. My dad again. My dad would be like, "Where are you from?" And he would be like, "Oh, she's from Morocco, and that's in Africa, so it's okay." And I was like, even if she wasn't that, why would you? Then he was like, "Okay, you guys go and play outside," But I was so curious about the different culture and different people. I was like, oh wow, so in my head it's not only white people doesn't really, it's not a subject. No, I feel like that there are so many different people and so many different culture. Like if I go to Ghana I remember going to Ghana for the first time for 6 weeks. I missed Holland. I was like, wow. I missed the fries and the food and everything here, Yeah, and that sounds like horror. That sounds like
to me that's like
that's
but
the
I get
opposite.
It. Yeah,
because
I can't relate though.
I get you. I understand that you can't relate, but that's the difference. I was like, oh, I want to go back. My friends, I miss them all. But wow, what a difference.
It's true. It's true. Like it's very different. It's very different. The difference is very different. I know it's very different.
What's the English?
No, me when I'm in Ghana, like I just said, like I'm home, girl.
Wow.
Like I'm home. Yeah. I love it. I love Ghana.
I remember the first time I went back to Ghana. I looked at my mom and she was like a stranger.
But how long did it take you?
7 years.
That is madness.
7 years.
How can you be taken away as an 8-year-old away from your mom, and you go back 7 years later?
7 years.
This is common Ghana.
Yeah. I don't ask me. I don't know why.
That's madness.
I looked at it and I'm like,
of course you'll be like a stranger to you. You're like, I don't even remember you looking.
You're my mom. The one I've been imagining in my head. I'm like, wow, it was so weird. My sister was like, my sister was taller than me.
Oh, your little sister.
My little sister.
You left behind there.
She was way taller than me. Everyone thought she was the eldest. I was like, oh, that was weird. But after that, I tried to go to Ghana like every 2 years at least, or every year. I don't want to go. I don't want it to take that long before returning back.
Yeah. Wow.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
For me, like a lot of Ghanaian children, like they don't I don't know. Okay, maybe it's a bit not racist, but a bit discriminatory. What I'm going to say now, but like I feel like Ashantis don't really go to Ghana often.
But that's true.
Like the children,
yeah,
they don't really. Go
it depends.
often.
I think it depends also because I know a few that Ashantis that they go to Ghana every year.
But
They
like
just
the children
go,
too.
the children too, and they love it. They go, and you have I know a few that they love Ghana, and I think it also comes from when your parents take you, they bring you also to there, like they try to involve you because parents will go to Ghana alone, but
Leave
if
the children behind.
then leave the children behind. But if your mom brings you to Ghana and often and you like it, when you grow up, you also go.
Yeah.
But you have a few that. Obviously, the ones that came here like us, they want to work hard and make money and be settled before they go back.
Yeah.
That's why it sometimes take long.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I never had that. We went. I think we went back the first 2 years.
That's so good. Wow.
Yeah. So like
that's something I wish I had.
Yeah.
That I went back sooner.
Yeah. And for me, that's something I'll always be grateful for. Like I could say a lot about my dad that is like that I really don't like about what he did. But one thing he always made sure we did was like we had to go and see our mom every couple of
That's
years,
good.
like every 2 years. The
That's
longest
good.
that I didn't go to Ghana was I think 4 years, and that was my own doing. If I wanted to go, like I could have.
You could have.
I went for the first 2 years. I think I even went the year after that again.
Wow.
And then I went, I think 2 years after that again. And then I went another year after I went.
Oh wow. That
And
sounds
then I
like a
didn't go
party.
for 4 years, and then
That sounds like
I went almost every 2
that's
years.
good.
And then
That's
the year
very
after
good.
that too. So
That's
like yeah, I've been to Ghana so often. But for me, like I remembered so much about Ghana. Like Ghana has always been my home. Like
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. That's the different. Oh my god, I wish I went there often.
Yeah, man.
I remember my sister going all the time. And I was
Your
so
elder sister?
yeah, my elder sister. I was so busy with myself and all those things, and finding your way here in Holland. So it didn't even hit me till I went there. So I went to Ghana, and I'm like,
I want patat.
shut up. So I went to Ghana.
Fries.
How you more? Shut
and
up. I went to Ghana. I'm like, whoa, is this Ghana? Man,
But yeah, how was it for you? Like
it was weird. We landed. The experience was bad with our luggage and all those things. I was like,
but Emilia doesn't like.
Everything has to be quick, sharp for me. I want to be pa. You are done, Okay, you're all landed. You are here. You are landed. It has to go. But it was so slow and so hot.
That
but I remember
old Ghanaian airport.
Hiba.
That looks like a marketplace.
My God, I remember walking out of the airport and the air, the
heat.
The
heat wave.
The air, like the smell, it kickbox. I don't know. It hit me like boom. I was like, wow. I was like, oh my god. I went to Bachinga straight away.
Hey.
My mouth now. I
I
was searching. I think
right now.
it was it. I think it was afternoon. We didn't come in the evening. I remember my mom standing with a taxi, and I was like, is that short woman my mother?
Oh my god.
I didn't even remember she was that short.
No.
I thought my mother was long, like
Tall.
those white tall ladies here.
Our mother cannot call on. Even our dads are small.
And she hugged me, and it felt so strange.
Wow.
I was like, it wasn't. She hugged me, and I was like.
You were uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable. I was like,
hey,
who are you? Okay, you're my mom.
Wow.
And we went home. I think a weeks later,
Yeah.
we were getting used to it. I remember my mom killed a chicken. Sorry for the vegetarian here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The mom slaughtered a chicken.
She was so happy we were
feast
there.
for you people.
She was like, oh, my children came, went to greet everyone. It was so weird. I had people that was like, oh, Emilia. I didn't remember them. I pretended like, oh yeah, I know you, because I felt so bad. So I pretended like, oh, I know you, but I didn't. My brother would look at me like, stop doing that.
You don't know them.
You don't know them. Sometimes he will even snitch. He will even tell me she doesn't know you guys. She's just pretending. I was like, oh, come on. And sometimes he would just leave me like that, you know.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. I remember leaving and I was crying. I didn't. My sister was crying.
Oh, you didn't want to leave Ghana?
No, I didn't, because I'm like, what? I felt so bad leaving my sister behind. I felt so bad again because she was standing there. I think a few days before, she was already in a corner crying because she was like, she knew we were leaving.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine how that must have felt.
Yeah.
Must have felt for her.
Yeah. And with my sister, it was also weird because we didn't even have any bond. Or it was so weird. But now we're okay. Now we're cool. Everyone is older now.
Yeah,
we're all
grown.
You're all grown. So things are different now.
Better,
things are better, of course. Things are way better.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great though.
Yes.
Girl.
But do you imagine how your life would have been if you lived in Ghana? I think about that all the time.
Very good. How do you think your life would have looked like?
I think, because I have an uncle, he lives in Accra. I think I would be in Accra, going to the uni, going to school, and just doing something with hospital. You know, in Ghana, the hospital. I think nurse. I think I would be doing something with nurse, being with someone, maybe having married with children.
Really?
I think I would.
24.
Oh, 24. That's young, eh?
Even for Ghana,
It's young, eh? Okay, I think I would be in study now.
Maybe you'll be preparing to get married. Maybe somewhere coming 2 years or something.
I have two. Either I will be going to the uni. I'll be going to school, or because my mom used to braid hair. She worked there. So always I had beautiful hair because my mom would bring me to her work and she would braid my hair always, all the time. Always I had beauty. I was like,
really?
Oh, and I remember my school. Now I remember my school. I didn't have to shave my head. My mom brought me to school that my dad didn't want it. My dad said no.
No to what?
No, my mom. I think that's the. Oh, that's why I went to a different school.
What happened?
The school I went to, how do you say? I didn't have to shave my hair.
Yeah, in Ghana, girls have to cut their hair.
Yeah, but you have
like a boy.
other school that you don't have to.
Yeah.
And I always had my hair.
So they brought you to a school where you had to keep your
I could keep my hair because I remember having my hair in school.
But your dad wanted you to go to such a school that you still have hair.
Yes.
You remember?
Yeah, I just remember.
Wow, it just hit you.
Yeah. But what was I going to say? Or I was saying either I'll be in the uni or whatever, or either I'll be doing I would learn a work that maybe something with braiding or something that how do you say, making clothes, something like that, because
something practical.
Yeah. Either those two are just maybe a teacher, because my auntie is a teacher, so maybe something with that. But I always imagining how my life would be if I would stay in Ghana.
Yeah.
And you, do you have any thoughts?
I don't know why. I feel like my life is so sad.
Oh,
like I don't want to.
That's why
you have to be honest.
Just be honest.
I feel like
if
the
you're
relationship.
comfortable.
No, it's fine. No. The relationship between me and my mom wasn't really that great.
Yeah.
I think if my mom would have changed her behavior at a certain point. Like my mom, she could be a bit abusive, a whole lot abusive to me when I was in Ghana. And I think if she kept doing that to me, I would have probably run away at a certain point. And I don't think much would have come. I don't know. I don't think I would have achieved much.
Yeah.
But if she stopped that behavior and she didn't push me away, I think I would have probably studied very hard, because for me, school education was always extremely important.
Why was it so important to you?
Because I always knew that would be my way out of struggle.
At a young age.
Yeah, I realized that very early
because
on.
I didn't have that.
I think for you, your mom is a bit more kind than mine, and your mom, you had more of a nourishing, healthy environment. And for me, it was always a struggle with my mom. She made things so hard for me that at a very early age I had to make a plan for myself, how am I going to get myself out of this.
Yeah.
And I always knew if I study hard, I would be able to achieve something in my life. I will have a job later on, have my own money, and I can take care of myself, and I wouldn't have to depend on anybody.
Yeah.
So because of that, and I just loved school, I loved education, I loved learning new things. It made me feel better about myself. It gave me self-confidence. And like in Ghana, they have this educational system that like every semester they count all your grades, every student, and then they'll make a list ranging from the person with the highest amount of points based on your grades.
Yeah.
And then to the lowest person, they'll just publish it.
Oh,
and everybody can see.
First, second, to
the last person.
I remember my brother. Yeah.
Exactly. So like in Ghana, that's like a system. And like for me, if they publish such a thing on school, I wanted to always know, like, I wanted to always be like in the top 5 of the class. That's what I always wanted to be. So because of that, like I really, really worked hard to achieve that. And for me, I think it even started at that point because at home things were not really that fun. But when I was in school and I achieved such a thing, I always felt so good about myself. Like, oh my God, I'm really doing something. And like teachers will be proud of you. And so only within that climate, it made me like really want to, achieve more because I knew the benefits.
Yeah.
And
of course, something that you give attention to,
it grows.
It grows. So if you do something and a teacher will be like, well done, you feel it makes you feel good.
You get more responsibilities in class too. So I really love it. And I think if my mom like if she stopped that unhealthy abusive behavior, because I think I would have probably gone on to study, because I know almost everybody in my class from back then, almost all of them are successful.
Wow.
Or they are studying something that is probably going to make them successful, or they are already successful. Our word. I met up with one of them a year ago, and we had a bit of thing.
Yeah.
A guy, I mean, he studied medicine. He was in the same class with me. Yeah. He's going to become a medical doctor. So because of that, almost all of us had a similar mindset of really wanting to grow and become somebody. So if I was in Ghana, I think I would have probably gone very far within the right circumstances, within education then.
Yes, within.
Maybe a bit poor on the other side. But education was so important to me. So I think I would have probably be studying.
Yeah,
I would have probably been done with my bachelor's by now, and I would probably would have been doing either my master's or and now I'm so struggling to finish my bachelor.
I wish there was a camera that would show us a few pictures of how our life would have been if we were in Ghana.
All I have to do is just look at the people that was around me, that were around me.
Yeah.
Background.
Yes,
but
guys.
I guess you'll never know.
No.
We
can look in the future or what?
Backwards.
Backwards.
Oh. No, but this is such an amazing topic. Maybe something we can talk about for hours, but let's not do that.
No, I think
we've gone far enough.
We did.
We're probably going to pick out some of these things and maybe do an in-depth episode.
Oh yeah, that's
if there's anything that you really want to know more about, or I wish you guys would have explained a bit more or talked about a bit more, just let us know. We can do an entire episode about that,
of course,
if we think it's really going to be interesting enough.
And if you want to share your experience with us, also let us know. It doesn't matter what about Ghana or whatever, just
your migrating story. How were things for you?
Yeah,
maybe some that went through that. How was things for them?
That's also cool.
Just
let us know.
Yeah, do you feel like we experienced similar things, or were you no, my situation was completely different?
Oh yeah,
anything just let us know. But there's this question that we wanted to end with, and we're both going to answer it, and we really like it if you guys do also let us know what you thought about that. Looking back now, did you think it was a good idea to be brought here, or do you think it was better to have stayed in Ghana?
What a question.
That's a very good one, eh?
Hey, you have hit me, or you are
hit you like one blue.
You have hit me like Gaia. Okay. Ask it again. I forgot.
Sorry, I'm eating. Sorry, guys. I'm hungry. So
you disrespectful child.
Listen, it's for fun. I'm not getting paid, so let me eat.
It's definitely for fun. We are having fun. I'm having fun though.
Are you enjoying yourself?
I'm enjoying myself.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No,
why not?
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
You have to make it more convincing.
It's your own headache if you don't believe me.
Question again.
Shoot me.
Do you think, looking back now, do you think it was a good idea to be brought to Holland, or do you think it would have been better to stay in Ghana? Maybe it's both of them. You can choose.
I don't know. It's yes and no. Because I feel like a few weeks ago we were talking about something, and it was about moving children from where they come from, and that made me think. You were like, you don't think it's good to move someone from the environment they are really from, and I'm like, that makes sense, you know. And at the same time, I'm like, it's also good because now I'm able, at a very young age, I'm able to take care of my mom. You know, when you send something to Ghana, when you send money to Ghana, it's higher. You know, it's more. Yeah. So like, it's not now that I'm able to take it. Like a few years ago, just with a small job, I'm able to really take care of my mom. Yeah. So I'm happy and I'm grateful for that. And I say at the same time, I feel like I belong in Ghana, and that's what my life, you know, that's where I should have grown up, and that's where I belong. Yeah. So
you see both sides.
I see both sides.
You see the benefits, yeah.
You know? Yeah. And learning something new, learning new things here, like the opportunity I got that that
opportunity like what?
Like experiencing Europe, coming here, you know? Yeah. That opportunity. Yeah. So,
okay. So with all,
I can choose. I think I'm in between.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might surprise you with my answer.
What?
Are you done?
I think I'm done.
You think what?
I'm done. Maybe I'm done.
No, like maybe you still want to.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Let me know what you think about.
All in all, I think I'm grateful that I was brought here, and I think that was the best decision.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I do. I think
you're lying.
No, I really think.
Really? Because okay,
are you acting now?
No, I'm not acting. No, I'm not acting.
It sounded like
I think you have already told me this before.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I'm still surprised. But it's okay. But I think I know why. Why?
No, you tell me. Why do you think so?
Because of the experience you had with your mom, and
definitely,
and like you wouldn't mind it would have been maybe way worse when you if you would have stayed in Ghana. Yeah, that's what I think, and
I think you're right. That's the main reason. I think because of the behavior of my mom in Ghana, I think I would have been less safe there than I was here. I think here I was psychologically unsafe or mentally unsafe, but in Ghana I would have been physically unsafe.
Oh wow.
So it's like I have to choose between two evils, but I choose for the evil that I had here. Yeah. And like you said, the experience of when I go to Ghana and I look at people that have been there their entire life, not that there's something wrong with them.
No.
I mean, I see some of the most fascinating, most intelligent, most well-known people in Ghana. Like, I love it. But at the same time, like, most of them don't have the opportunity to like go outside of their environment. And it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. Yeah. Traveling makes you it opens your eyes to so many things.
That's true.
Like, and that is an experience that you just can't pay. Like, you can't buy. I mean,
no. Yeah,
you can't pay for. Like, it's something that is just so amazing, even if things are not even great. Yeah, while traveling or whatever, like, you still it challenges you mentally in so many ways. Like, it makes you it gives you so much benefits eventually in life.
It does.
So I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity to to experience life this way. And also one thing that might actually surprise you too, I think it's also like a way for me to thank my dad.
Oh, wow.
Because he did that because he really genuinely thought this would be the best thing for his children. And even though I don't agree with my dad with so many things that he does and the choices that he makes, I appreciate the fact that he even thought about giving his children something better in life.
That's
even if
nice.
He butchered it and messed and fucked everything up in the end. Yeah. But like, his intention was so great, and I really appreciate him for that. And I'm happy that I'm here because I know what the reasoning was behind that. I know what his intention was behind that.
I think I can say the same thing about my dad too, because the intention was
very good. Yeah.
So bringing you here, he could have brought some other people.
Exactly.
They have a lot of brothers and sisters, family members, other family members, and he thought about his children. So
even though that's still their responsibility as fathers,
they still did.
Some men wouldn't have.
No.
And sometimes I feel like my dad thinks it was a mistake that he brought us here. I think there are days that he feels like I should have left them in Ghana to suffer so that they will know
My
My dad doesn't say it, but I think he really thinks that way.
Well,
but still,
my dad has stages that he's disappointed in single one of us. Maybe February it's my brother, March is my sister, and maybe December is my turn. Everyone, and then the next year he'll be like, "Oh, I'm happy. I'm so happy, my children." He has stages.
Your dad is so funny,
and I'm like, well, it's all good though. It's okay.
No, but yeah, that is true.
Oh wait, I think we forgot one thing. Did you had a choice? Did your dad ask you?
I mean, they consider us to be children. I mean, the idea is you are African and you are less than. So if you get the right to come here, you don't even have any right to complain, which is not which is absolutely nonsense, which is just ridiculous. I mean, we are human beings.
Yeah.
Being African or whatever
doesn't make
passport doesn't mean anything. We are human beings.
Oh wow, that's something for some people.
No, but like that's because we make it that way.
That's true.
Africans like thinking low about themselves so that they can think that they achieve something more when they do something else. But we indirectly make ourselves less.
Yeah.
Now I'm going really deep, but like I'm not.
Yeah, I get you.
This is something that's really dear to my head. Like I see that with like a lot of Africans with my dad and people with that mentality. Like you have to be lucky that you came here. No, I'm not lucky that I came here. I'm lucky that I had the right to experience life outside of my own environment. But everybody's lucky.
That doesn't mean that
if a European goes to Africa and has the right to experience life there, that's also something they should be grateful about.
True.
Because you had the right to enter someone else's climate and learn from there and build something up. That's always amazing.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be, oh, you are black and you came to a white place, so you are lucky. And our parents like treating us like that is how like that's how life is. But
that's it. That's all.
I refuse to accept that way of thinking. So for that I'm not grateful, but I'm grateful for the fact that he had this intention of giving me something better.
Wow.
But I think he could have taken very good care of me too, even if I lived in Ghana. He could have done that as well.
Yeah.
So
but
school was very way. And that's fine.
Yeah.
So
you are so white. Every day I learn something from this girl. I always listen. I'm like sometimes like, hey, where is she going now? What is she? Not about this subject though, but like every time I learn something new and other way of thinking than what I'm used to. Let me say it like it, or what I hear or see, and then I hear her idea of her way of thinking and her way of seeing things. I'm like, oh, okay, So I'm grateful. I'm also grateful.
I am. Eventually, I am. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I'm grateful. We both experience things and.
Eventually if you are able to like come over it, overcome it. That's what I wanted to say. If you're able to eventually overcome it, like
and take something out of it.
Yeah, it enriches your life. But
and make something out of it.
Exactly. That's if you're able to do that. That's great. I mean, I know who I have to thank that I got this far despite everything that happened. And one day I'll talk about those people.
Hey,
that will be an entire episode on its own.
Hey, now I want to hear it. You're making my ears.
For today, let's just end with.
Let's end it, guys.
We are somehow grateful that we were brought here, and we think that coming here was the better option. Even like with everything, considering everything.
Okay.
We would like to know what you guys think. If you experienced a similar thing, how was it for you?
Let us know.
What's your answer to this question? And with that.
This was a long episode, but I love it.
Oh, I love it. This was actually a real podcast episode.
Wow.
Normally they are quite long,
Okay. Then it's not even long. It's normal.
It's just normal.
It's normal.
I mean, you have episodes that take like 2.5 hours, so and people still love it. If it's good, it's good.
If it's good, it's good. That's true.
But anyways, look at us just having a meeting.
A meeting without jollof. No. I have a quote. A party without jollof is a meeting. I said what I said.
Oh, really?
Yes, come get me if you disagree. Come for me. Thanks for listening, guys. I think we should end it.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll speak to you guys next time.
Yes. See you
the
next time.
Have a blessed day.
Yes.
Bye.